Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the time travelling toy collector, and today we are looking at the latest entry into the Doctor Who The Collection range, which is, as those of you who are familiar to the channel will know, my collection of Doctor Who Blu-ray media all the way from 1963 right up to present day. Whilst we await the next instalments of the classic elements of the collection, we're here today with the most recent release into the New Who Blu-ray collection, and love it or hate it, we have Doctor Who Season 2. But of course it's Season 2 in random speak. It's also Season 15 and it's also technically by my count Series 42, going from Series 1 back in 1963. And if you don't like the numbering, don't worry about it, because no one will ever agree on the numbering, because the numbering seems to change at the whim of whomsoever. So my numbering on this channel means that this is season 42, and so that when you are watching, should you wish to watch the entire playlist of the Collecting the Collection for Doctor Who from season or series 1 right through, it will be a cohesive numbering timeline, I think. Anyway, we shall see as we fill in the blanks along the way. But depending how far in the future you're watching this, all of the blanks might be filled in. And so hopefully it's all worked out as I sort of planned. Anyway, we're not here to talk about numbering. Not really. We're here to talk about this. And this is the Steelbook release for Doctor Who Series 2, Series 15, blah, 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 starring Ncuti Gatwa as for what number are we really calling him? Right, so the 15th Doctor. And we have, as ever, some really lovely metallic artwork. I'll be honest, I don't think it's the nicest Blu-ray cover we've ever had, but it's nice enough. Obviously, we've still got the dust cloth, for want of a better word, on it. So here's a little look at the back of the offering, and you can see there what's listed. Nice to have over 5 hours of additional material. There's all the sort of emergent, the essential blurb that I know everyone is fixated on when they're busy purchasing these things. Very nice it is. There is the spine, Doctor Who Season 2, Certificate 12. So let's break it out of this and take a look at the artwork as it stands alone. And, you know, as I say, it is very nice. It is very nice. We've got the Doctor, we've got Belinda, looking forwards into the universe, and very wonderful it is for them. So it's very nice. The light catches it nicely, but as I say, it's not, I don't feel that it's perhaps the most dynamic artwork. And I don't know whether there's an irony linked to that, depending on your view of the series itself. But yeah, it's nice enough, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on it by any stretch of the imagination. I just think it's not as dynamic as some covers. The back, this one is very, again, novel, because we have a range of the supporting villainous characters that we will see across the episodes, and varying degrees of villainousness, I suppose. Let's take a bit of a closer look. We can see, is it a spoiler if I tell you who they are? I might be careful with that. But there we can see Mrs. Flood, and there we can see a few of the other characters. We can see Lux there, and behind we can see that mysterious clock that appears in Wish World. So again, this is almost a nicer part of the cover than the front. I think there's a bit more going on. This is a bit kind of, yeah, this doesn't grab me in and of itself. Inside is, I'm going to get cross, because they've crammed in, all the discs are the same. So they look like this. All the discs are the same. And we can see the Doctor sort of in free fall, as if from the episode, the Interstellar Song Contest. I'm not going to pull all the discs out. It's not that great. This has annoyed me. I don't know if you can see this. So this is the flimsy bit of nothing that they give us with all of the disc information. So apologies for going a bit quickly and backwards. So I'll just do it a little slowly there, so you can have a bit of a butcher's at what's included. And then that's the artwork on the front. I think that's the artwork from the standard release. And it's nice enough. It's almost more interesting than what we've got on the Blu-ray. But look at this. Look here in the middle. They've crammed this so full of the discs that this has actually now got a hole in it. And not only has this got a hole in it, this is how crammed it is, so too has this. Got a proper hole in it, look, from where it's been forced against the doodah. What's this called? What is this part of a DVD Blu-ray case called? That's my new inquiry to the internet, because I found out what the little hole in action figures where things are put on the rail is called. I've been told what that is, but what's this called? What is this called? Anyway, this is annoying because it's just put a hole right through the middle of this. Now again, I don't keep this. Well, I do keep it. Actually, that's an arrant lie. I do keep it, but you know, it's not that significant to me. But you know, and to be fair, this is a bit flimsy and nothing. I preferred the old booklets that we used to get. Again, a little bit of a drop off in terms of content quality, in my opinion. But this is what we have instead. And to have a nasty hole and indentation in the middle of it, it's a little bit sloppy. It's a little bit sloppy planning in terms of the packaging and the marketing. So I wasn't best pleased about that. And there is no solution. That these are just sort of inlaid plastic holes where they're slammed in. So there isn't even like a flexible gate that I could tuck these behind, which you get sometimes in Blu-rays that are designed to protect the contents. So yeah, from my point of view, that's disappointing. Again, this is purely a look at the physical media rather than the content and the quality of the series itself. But in what, as I say, could be a bit of an interesting parallel, I have really mixed views about the quality of this Blu-ray Steelbook. Usually I'm very positive with the Steelbooks. I think there's only been one Steelbook that's been a little bit disappointing that I've looked at so far, which I think was the 13th Doctor's first season. I think the Steelbook there was, again, very lackluster in terms of the artwork. And I feel a bit the same with this. I think this artwork is much nicer on the back. I think the one involving the Doctor and Belinda is not so great. Is not so great. And I think that just could have been a bit better. But that's just my personal view. I do appreciate the inclusion of additional material, especially over 5 hours worth. That's quite nice. It's a step in the right direction. Obviously, it's nothing like what we get on the sort of the classic series Blu-ray collections. And I really don't know whether down the road these will see a re-release in those sort of that sort of the collection format. Part of me hopes that it doesn't, because I think there's a nice then clear demarcation between what's gone before and what's come afterwards, and also the numbering would just send the whole thing sky high in terms of fan views and fan reactions, because whatever decision someone makes, it will be the wrong one. And for me, if it starts jumping about in different series numbers, that's going to be the wrong one, because I would want my complete collection to have continuity of numbering. That's why for this playlist on my channel, I've arranged it so there is that continuity of numbering. So as we insert all the ones that I've yet to film, little sort of appreciations of, you'll see that it fills in, I think, up to this point correctly, and gives us that sort of through flow. But yeah, I'm a bit I'm feeling, you can probably hear it in my voice because I'm hearing it myself in my voice, that I'm not as enthusiastic about this one as I have been before. And it's not about the series, because whatever you think about the series, as I say, this isn't a review of the series, it's only of the physical media, but I think the series itself had some very strong points along with some very disappointing points. And I think, ironically, I'm feeling the same thing about this. But have you picked this up? Are you someone that's collecting the Steelbooks? Have you collected this one? Do you like it? Have you let it go? Do you not think it's worth the money? Are you more interested in diverting your attentions to classic Who rather than new Who? Or are you someone who is standing by Doctor Who no matter what? Because Doctor Who has always stood by you. Let me know in the comments down below. Do keep your thoughts and views completely respectful, because there's no reason not to be, and we can all have different opinions. It doesn't mean any one person is any less of a person for having a different opinion, so let's make sure we keep that nice and polite in the comments, or I will take steps to remove comments that are falling below that level of civility and that standard of politeness, really, and respectfulness. Thank you very much for spending the last 12 or so minutes with me. I've been the Triple TC, that's the Time Travelling Toy Collector. I look forward to reading your comments down below. If you've stuck through to the end here, please drop a like to this video. And if you could find it in your heart, if you haven't already, to drop a completely free subscription to the video, that would be fantastic. But if not, I'm just glad you spent the last 12 minutes with me. And I look forward to seeing you in a future, or indeed a past, video. It just remains for me to say that things of beauty really are toys, or toy franchise adjacent, forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.